Ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday night, the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble had finally went down. Your boy didn't get to cover it. Because your boy was in Orlando, Florida. I went to a NXT taping. I went and saw WWE Evolve. Great times, great wrestling matches that we are looking forward to ahead of time. But we're here to talk about the Men's Royal Rumble, okay? Your boy went to actually a watch party where Kevin Owens and Mia Yim were there. And it was a great time, had a lot of fun. Shout out to that Orlando Dave & Buster's. They put on one hell of a show. Now, that being said, the Men's Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble match, the Undisputed WWE Championship match, and Gunther versus AJ Styles with AJ Styles' career on the line is what we are going to cover today. And before we get into all of that, make sure I say, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your boy needs to work, please. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. So, the Women's Royal Rumble kicked off the show, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought the match was kind of split into halves. The Women's Royal Rumble match, the first half, was kind of like, what are we doing? Kind of slow. I thought the Alexa Bliss Charlotte coming out in 1 and 2 was unique, maybe about a little different. It was a little different, had its own little vibe and spin to it. But I was kind of like, what we're doing. There's a lot of weird botches in the beginning of the match. Shout out to one of my MVPs in this match, who was Kiana James. I feel like Kiana James went out there and made a name for herself, and I thought she did a very good job in this Women's Royal Rumble match. Shout out to Kiana James. But like the second half of this match is where it really kicked in. I really loved the fact that Liv Morgan won this Royal Rumble, but I also love how it gave shine to other people on the roster, especially the young ones. Lash Legend had a dominant performance in there. Jordan Grace looks strong. Obviously, as we know, she's going to be having a women's title match against Jade Cargill coming soon. I thought she looked very strong in this Royal Rumble. Sol Ruka is next up. And I think everybody knows, when you look at Sol Ruka, her athleticism is stupid. It's off the mark. And every time she's on the card, she goes and she gets busy. I just think she has everything you need to be a star. And I just feel like she's really on her way. Shout out to Sol Ruka. You got it. You know what I'm saying? Happy Black History Month to Sol Ruka, Kiana James, and all my other brothers and sisters in the WWE. You know the vibes. Anyway, I thought this match was great. I thought the way Liv Morgan eliminated Raquel, I thought was fire, and a perfect way to tell that story on how Liv got to go to WrestleMania. And I love the final 3 in the match. I thought that was great booking. Absolutely great booking. Because you had Sol Ruka, Liv Morgan, and y'all know who came out at number 30, my baby. Mrs. It's Tiffy Time is back in business. You feel me? You know your boy I was smiling ear to ear in Dave & Buster's when Tiffy Time came out. Nothing made me more happy than watching Tiffany Stratton come out at the Royal Rumble. I was smiling ear to ear. Loved it. Anyway, also we have to talk about the one surprise return that was in the Women's Royal Rumble, which was Brie Bella. Brie Bella came out to a crazy pop, which I didn't even expect in Saudi Arabia, but they was lit to see Brie Bella. Even though Brie Bella has one of the worst theme songs I have ever heard in my life. Brie Mode. Terrible. Theme song is absolute cheese. But she showed out. Brie Bella came out there, she did her thing. They were very over in Saudi Arabia, and I did not expect the Bella Twins to be over as they were, but they are Hall of Famers, and they are people who paved the way for WWE and for the women's roster today. So, shout out to them. I thought the Rumble was cool. This Rumble was cool. But the problem for me with this Royal Rumble for the women, I thought the order of people of where the wrestlers went in was random as hell. Like, if we're being real, why was Nia Jax number 4? You had Nia Jax at number 4, Charlotte Flair at 1, Alexa Bliss at 2. I believe Io Sky came out at like 15 or something like that. I know Rhea Ripley was in the teens. But Kairi Sane came out at 28? You know what I'm saying? Like, that didn't make any sense. Like, at all. Like, there was just weird things going on, and WWE production normally is very great. Like, obviously, the look of the Royal Rumble was fucking beautiful. But, like, when Brie Bella's music hit, they didn't get a close-up shot of her coming down the ramp. It was like, what are we doing here? What is going on in this truck? Like, who was doing this? The camera switches. It didn't make sense because, especially for WWE, who's normally so sharp and precise with their production, it just felt like they had an off day on one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, which is very peculiar and very strange. But the Women's Royal Rumble was a solid match, none to say the less. All right, next matchup, second on the card, was Gunther versus AJ Styles. Unfortunately, AJ Styles had to retire. Gunther made him pass out. The match was good. I really liked the match. I really thought the storytelling they were doing in the match, you really didn't want to see AJ lose. And AJ lost. And I'm not a fan of it, but I understand why we're doing it. We're doing it to make Gunther this career killer. You're doing it to make Gunther look like a big star and pose a big threat. Obviously, his next target, in my opinion, Gunther, it has to be the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. I feel like Gunther and Brock Lesnar is a collision that is waiting to happen, and I think it's going to be so important. I think we all know Gunther's going to come out tonight, and he's going to talk so much shit about him retiring AJ Styles. Like, maybe, who knows, man? Like, I hope not, but maybe R-Truth is next. Maybe Ron Killings is next. Maybe Gunther's going to look at him and go, I'll retire you too. You old. You don't need to be here anymore either. I think that would be interesting. I definitely think that would be interesting. What's next for AJ Styles? I don't know. Maybe AJ Styles goes to TNA. It's possible. Maybe AJ Styles goes to AEW. That's possible, I guess. Or maybe AJ Styles just chills out in Gainesville, Georgia, listening to some hip-hop, playing some video games. It's very possible. It's very possible for AJ just to want to go home and be a dad. Or he could always be a WWE producer. I think AJ Styles would be great at it. AJ Styles is a legend, dog. A bona fide Hall of Famer. One of the best pro wrestlers ever. He's a dog. So, AJ Styles has had an amazing career. Thank you, AJ Styles, for always being phenomenal and being one hell of a professional wrestler. Because you definitely left professional wrestling much better than you found it. Cheers to one hell of a career for the phenomenal AJ Styles. Next on the list, we have the undisputed WWE Championship match between Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. Drew McIntyre went over and beat Sami Zayn in this match. I thought this match was very good, very solid. I thought this match had some very good, cool spots, made it very interesting. They're starting to heat Drew McIntyre back up at the right time. They're making Drew more important than not feeling like he's just from somebody who's going to drop the title. And I think that's working wonders for his character, especially now that he's champion and we're not having the Cody Rhodes illusion in our faces where it's like we didn't expect Drew to have the title because we thought Cody was easily going to win. That didn't happen. So now where we are in their story, I feel like we're heading somewhere towards like a fatal four-way or a triple threat match at WrestleMania, and it's keeping it fresh and it's keeping us on our toes, and I'd really appreciate that type of storytelling as we're heading into WrestleMania, which is making it very unpredictable, and that's the best feeling. Last on the list is the Men's Royal Rumble match. I'm not gonna lie, only thing that cooked in this match to me was the winner. Roman Reigns was the right person to win the Royal Rumble. I had a prediction video that was in the vault that got vaulted because I just didn't have time before I was flying out to Florida. Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble was the right call. Absolutely the right move. I think you want to put your bigger stars back in the fold for WrestleMania. Roman Reigns is the main event. Roman Reigns is the draw. Fact. It's a bona fide fact. I love Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is a bigger draw than Roman Reigns. No. No. Is anybody a bigger draw than Roman Reigns? No. Roman Reigns winning the Men's Royal Rumble is everything you wanted to see. I love the fact that he won. I also thought it was very interesting that him beating Gunther. Very interesting that he beat Gunther and threw Gunther out of the Royal Rumble to win the match. I thought that was interesting as hell. But there were so many issues with this Men's Royal Rumble. Like, I just didn't understand. Like, again, the order of people, random as hell. The Braun Breaker Obafemi comes out, dominates, one of my MVPs for this Royal Rumble. Dominates, busting people ass. Braun Breaker comes out at 2. And he gets attacked by some mystery person who, honestly, he looked like Logan Paul. That's my hot take. He definitely looked like Logan Paul. But I digress. He gets attacked. He gets thrown back in the ring. Obafemi clotheslines Braun Breaker. Out of the ring, Braun Breaker loses. Ballsy. The move was very ballsy, but different. I wasn't that mad at it. I was like, okay. But again, there's a problem with the order in a lot of these Royal Rumbles, which is like, why? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I don't understand. Like, we didn't get a lot of surprises. We definitely got Mystery Iguana in the Rumble, which I thought was cool. I love Trick Williams. Trick Williams got a crazy pop. Trick Williams is a bona fide superstar. But we have to talk about the elephant in the room, bro. Like, my GOAT, Brock Lesnar. What the hell kind of booking was that? The Brock and Ova face-off was cool. It was a big moment. I like that. Brock Lesnar got eliminated by Cody Rhodes and LA Knight on a double clothesline. Not only a double clothesline, they eliminated Brock Lesnar, the most legit wrestler you have. He got eliminated. It wasn't even technically on camera. You wanted to play the Jey Uso run it back, just me, Uso, day one-ish? When Brock was eliminated? What are we doing? Like, that's not, no. Like, it just didn't cook for her. Like, I'm telling you, WWE production, the control, whoever, like, are in the truck, they had off night. I'm sorry. I don't know if it was the lights in the stands they were trying to mess with because it kind of looked empty in there, even though when it wasn't. I don't know what they was doing. They had a rough night. Like, bro, what are we doing? Like, I love when, like, why is Jey Uso running it back in the Royal Rumble? It's kind of wild. Kind of out of pocket. LA Knight eliminating Division. It's probably one of the only things in there. I was like, okay, that makes sense. But then there were so many moments that we missed out on where I was kind of just like, fuck is we doing? Like, everything kind of felt rushed. Like, somebody didn't hit their cue or their spot or something. Like, the stare downs between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. I feel like we didn't get enough of that. How did we, with Gunther being in this Royal Rumble, how we missed the fact to do a Gunther versus Brock Lesnar face-off and create that moment in the Royal Rumble? How we didn't get to that doesn't even make sense. Like, there were just so many moments where I'm like, yo, what are y'all literally doing? It just didn't make any sense. Like, in my opinion, when you look at these Royal Rumble of 2026 in Saudi Arabia, the two right people won the Royal Rumble. No doubt in my mind, the two people won the Royal Rumble were the correct people to win the Royal Rumble. After that, oh, sweet Jesus. No. Like, what is we doing? Like, everybody won on the results side was right. But the way they went about it on some of these matches was just, it wasn't great. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, this is not a Royal Rumble I think we're going to look at and be like, oh, that one was awesome. It was amazing. We're kind of going to be like, it's kind of one of the more forgetful ones, to be honest with you. I thought when Roman won and, like, he had that excitement, it was perfect for what he needed. Like, it was much better than the 2015 Rumble when Roman Reigns won. Much better than that. I thought it was important. I thought it was dope. But there was a lot of challenges. but it did have its bright spots. One of the surprises that we did get was Powerhouse Hobbs, who will now be known as Royce Keys. I don't know a lot about Powerhouse Hobbs. If you guys can tell me a lot about Powerhouse Hobbs, I would greatly appreciate it. Only thing I remember seeing, I feel like I've seen a video of Powerhouse Hobbs power bombing the shit out of CM Punk, like when he was in AEW. Other than that, I don't really know much about Powerhouse Hobbs. If there's anything I should know about him or anything I should follow about him, I'm definitely interested. Like, he seems like a monster, seems like a beast, and I feel like he's gonna put in pain. I think he can do it. And like, I know if he's going to the main roster, that's going to be interesting. If he's going to NXT, that'll be interesting. Like, there's a place for him in WWE, and I can't wait for him to make his name. And I really hope that through all of this, I hope Wardlow is behind him. Because I do know Wardlow, and I know Wardlow get busy. And I think Wardlow in WWE would be a problem for sure. My MVPs for the men's Royal Rumble match, honestly, it would probably be Obafemi for one, for sure. Obafemi got busy. And dog, I don't even know. I might just pick Obafemi as my like MVP for this men's Royal Rumble. Like, the Royal Rumble kind of was just, it was okay. It wasn't bad, but did it live up to the hype? I wouldn't necessarily say so. But it did give me an open mind on seeing what's going to happen on Monday Night Raw. I'm real life excited for that. I want to see what they do on Monday Night Raw to get us more excited and to take us on that ride, which is the road to WrestleMania. So, did it cook for me? Nah, the show was a little bit unseasoned. But hey, we live to fight another day. We got Monday Night Raw coming up in like what? An hour and some change. I'm excited for Monday Night Raw. I hope you are excited. So please like, comment, and subscribe. It has been your boy D, Forever Gang. And until forever finds you,